thank you. Good morning. It is Big Toys for big boys and girls, and this is David Inkin with Toy Makers, the brand new show, well, second season on Velocity. And you made a huge drive up here, David, to be with us this morning. And you guys are in for a real treat because this has not really been seen yet.
No, I'm not supposed to have it out yet. Tonight is the debut of the Mustang, and what's unique for us is usually we don't debut the car till after the showing. So I thought I'd give you guys a treat, show you what's coming out tonight in the show. It's going to be fun.
Well, thank you. We've been having a great conversation this morning. Former stuntman and all custom builds. This is a real passion for you.
It really is. You know, in today's society, to be able to do what you love to do and dream of doing your whole life and be able to make a living at it, I mean, I feel blessed and humbled to be able to do it, to be honest.
You have this custom shop in North Carolina. You're doing these builds for all sorts of folks across the country, across the world.
Yep, absolutely. And this is no different. This build here is a passion for me. Me and my son do a lot of racing on video games, and he likes to always whip up on me because I'm an old man. I don't play video games. So for him to beat me in a Mustang, I said, yeah, I'm going to go buy the Mustang and show him how to really drive a car. So.
Well, I love that, and that was part of the conversation we were having. Today with vehicles, you know, they've made this evolution to be so computerized. So bringing that old school philosophy of knowing how cars operated, you know, years and years ago, bringing that knowledge, and then now getting on board, in a way, with the technology of computers.
Yeah, there's no question that this car right here is completely a computerized car. As a matter of fact, that even comes up in the show. It tries to drive for you. It corrects you in a slide. It does all kinds of things. Where the old school stuff doesn't do that. So we do both. I prefer the old school stuff. I don't want a computer telling me how to drive. And I actually eliminated the computer in this car just because I want to drive the car. I don't want the car to drive me. So.
I like your style. I have a 6-speed that I'm clutching onto, no pun intended, because I just love driving the car myself. I don't want something else doing it for me.
Absolutely. And a standard is fun to drive. This one's actually an automatic that we actually shift manually, but it's an automatic car.
Yeah.
So a little bit of both, so it's fun.
Best of both worlds, or best of both worlds. Season 2 on Fridays. This episode tonight. Tell us about that.
You know what? Again, what's great for me is having a son that loves, he thinks outside the box like myself. He's been, since a kid, been doing Legos and building stuff in the house. So for him to take that passion like I have, and like I did with my father. So he always whips me in this silly little video game we play. So, and he's always beating me in a red Mustang. So we went and found a red Mustang. I stickered it up, built it just like he built it in a video game, and then showed up at his school with his friends, and we had a lot of fun. So this car it means a lot to me because it's based around him, his friends, and it's just something nice and fun to do. We don't have to show how elaborate some of our builds get are really elaborate. This is a nice, clean, simple, build. It made it fun.
You said Braden's about 12 years old.
Yeah.
He's got a bench in your shop, so he's learning the trade.
Absolutely, and it's funny. You try never to push your kids. At least I don't know what's right or wrong. I never did well being pushed, so I let him do what he wants to do. But he's got he runs the shop when he shows up. It's sort of funny. So he uses his own tools. I mean, it's fun to watch him, and I hope that he's going to follow in my footsteps. But it's sure heading that way.
Well, David, this is clearly a passion for you. You were a stuntman before, or kind of as you started doing this more and more. How did you discover all those passions? You weren't pushed, so how did you discover those things?
My dad built toys as a kid. I call them toys. Anytime you put a motor on something, you can ride it around. It's just an adult toy, if you will. We have a lot of fun with them. So it's just something I did. And even in the stunt business, if I had to wreck something, I preferred to build it so I know if I wrecked it, I was safe or it would stay together, so on and so forth. So this is just an evolution of that. I always call it the poster on the wall. You wanted that $1 million Lamborghini, couldn't afford to have it, so I had to learn to build it. So the season finale car this year, I built that poster on the wall, and it's a dream car, I promise you. It's a beautiful thing. So.
Well, that must be quite the ride. And speaking of making a big display, I think it's about time for you to show us what's under the hood, right? I'm going to get myself out of the way. David Inkin with Velocity Show Toy Makers. You can catch it tonight, Season 2, Episode 2. Check this out. Oh boy, that's no smoke machine, folks. That's where the rubber meets the road. Guys, we're gonna take a quick break on Virginia this morning, clear out the smoke. David, thank you so much. That was awesome, friend.
I know they said I couldn't do a donut, but I figured I'd at least give you a little smoke. Thank you guys for having us.
Thank you.